Hello all, my name's Matt Johnson and welcome to The Interesting Times, a show that likes to take a sideways swipe at politics right here in the UK. Hey, do you remember this?
Let me press you on the Brazil issue. We were warned about the Brazil variant 3 days ago. We don't know yet whether that could potentially undermine the vaccination programme. So why aren't you taking immediate action on a precautionary basis?
That was Yvette Cooper in January after the Brazil variant of the coronavirus struck. And this is after the South African variant a couple of weeks later.
It's nearly 4 weeks since we were warned about the South Africa variant, but if I still wanted to travel from South Africa here today, I could get a flight via Dubai or Istanbul with no test before I left, no test during, no test on arrival, go straight onto the tube from Heathrow and then onto a train and travel.
And this is like Groundhog Day, but it's not so much Punxsutawney Phil as Brittany Boris, because oops, he did it again.
Yes.
Man, I really do want to hit him one more time. This chubby-cheeked, simple-minded this chubby-cheeked, simple-minded rodent is our Prime Minister at what is most likely the worst time for this to happen, and has managed to once again lock down too late. This time to India. And when I say too late, I mean, of course, not at all. As Air India is not only continuing to fly to Heathrow, but are trying to get extra flights. And chair of the Common Select Committee and representative for women that have ever had to deal with men in the entirety of history ever, Yvette Cooper is reeling from the relentless rewind of remorse that is our UK government, and an opposition that appears to be opposed to opposing. Well, Yvette had enough and went on Andrew Marr's Sunday morning programme and went rogue.
I look around and all I find is Sir Keir Starmer, who says we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful, the Labour Party's policy?
So let me tell you my view about what should have happened on the borders and what should now happen, because there are things that need to happen now still. First of all, we should have had proper testing, quarantine and stronger restrictions, and I was calling for that in March of last year. I think we should have been learning lessons, but I was doing so from very early on, because we should have been learning lessons from what was happening in Australia, New Zealand and other countries.
Phew! Thank God we never elected her leader of the Labour Party. Right? Then there's Matt Hancock, proudly showing off the hospital he's going to build.
I've come to West Suffolk Hospital, one of the 40 new hospitals that we're going to build.
Yep, that's where our £2.5 million has gone, and he's not stopped there. Here he is outside another hospital, which will be built soon, and won't be long before they begin work on this one. And can you imagine how good this is going to look when they start work? And finally, this one, which is obviously just a wasteland at the moment, but won't be long before they get shovels in the ground. And Matt Hancock, ridiculous name, Matt, appeared on Andrew Marr's Sunday morning show. I do watch other stuff, honestly. Here he is being asked about a contract with a former Conservative MP, Brooks Newmark.
Did he get special treatment as a result of that?
No, I just pinged it on.
The other people could provide goggles. It just looks as if you have a contact with Matt Hancock or Boris Johnson or another minister, you get preferential treatment.
And then I didn't have anything to do with the signing of any of these contracts.
Nothing to do with me, Governor. I just pinged the old email, didn't I? I didn't see nothing. You can't pin that on me. But with this and Matt's former neighbour and acquaintance also getting the multi-million-pound contract, makes you wonder where these current Tory ministers get the idea of championing their mates from. From the past Tory ministers, of course, here is ex-Conservative MP and ex-Conservative PM David Cameron being quizzed by MPs over his lobbying for now defunct Australian moneylenders Greensill. So, did he believe in the company?
I believe in it deeply. I would never put forward something that I didn't think was absolutely in the interests of the public good.
Yep. Was it a good idea?
But I am 100% clear that my motivation for contacting the government is that I thought we had good ideas to help with the credit crisis. Was he paid? I was paid an annual amount, a generous annual amount, far more than what I earned as Prime Minister. And I had shares. I, was absolutely had a big economic investment in the future of Greensill. Just to be absolutely clear, I did not believe in March or April when I was doing this contact that there was a risk of Greensill falling over.
So, to recap, Cameron went to work for a company where his job was to use his contacts as member of the last Conservative government to lobby this Conservative government. The fact that the company folded quicker than a man made out of wet cardboard holding a bad hand in a poker game was not his fault, as, although he believed in the company and definitely knew enough about them to decide to use his contacts to lobby for them, he certainly couldn't possibly know enough about them to know that they would be the financial equivalent of backing a one-legged donkey at the Grand National. In other words, can I keep the money, please?
If the incentive was a matter of some tens of thousands of pounds, that would be distinctly different than if it was multiple millions of pounds, I think.
And of course, all proper taxes and all those things would be dealt with in the proper way.
Well, that's it for another week. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're enjoying these vids, please don't forget to subscribe, hit all the notifications bell, comment, share, and whatever else you feel like, really. And I'll see you all Thursday. Take care.